Hey there, this is the One Boom, and today we're going to be talking about my life choices and how I have a lot of regrets right now, and I want to just air them out and kind of apologize to you guys, as well as give you some life tips at the same time. Hopefully we can do this quickly, because nobody wants to hear a YouTuber whine for longer than about 8 minutes, according to my analytics. The gameplay for this commentary is me using the new, not new anymore, but the Ladra SMG, Ladra, whatever. The new SMG, and it's here. I think this is the Spectre from Black Ops 1. Yeah, this thing rips, and I should have been using it a lot sooner, and that's kind of the point of this video. I should have been using this gun sooner. I should have been talking about this gun. I could have done a whole video on this gun. So just for a little bit of backstory, last year when Black Ops 6 was coming out, I took 2 weeks off and stepped down into a part-time position at Walmart so that I can focus on YouTube. And I was doing a really good job, thanks to you guys. I had some videos really popping off. I gained so many subscribers. I got up to 60K. I gained sponsorships. Raycon reached out to me. I got to partner with Glitch Energy. Love Glitch Energy. I still am fueled by Glitch Energy on a daily basis, but I let it go. I got really depressed. I had some personal issues in both my friendships, my work relationships, and my romantic relationship. I had some issues. I had some old wounds from previous relationships that had sort of reared their head and sent me into a pretty big spiral of depression because I was unable to read reality correctly and respond to things normally. I was very volatile and emotional, and I would just sort of shut down. I would just shut down at the end of the day. You know, I'd work a couple days and then I would just come home and just be sad. Really, just be sad. Then I went for a promotion. I started interviewing for team lead management positions in the building, and after a while I eventually got picked for one for overnights. I then went on a nice trip to New York. You guys might have seen that on my Twitter. Went to New York, went on a cruise, went to Mexico. It was really fun. When I came back, I had a new job waiting for me, and I didn't really know what was in store for me. I took on an overnight management position, which I thought was going to be great because it was, 4 10-hour shifts and, 3 days off, and no. This has been probably one of the worst years of my life, and me and my girlfriend have had plans to step down from our management positions. By the way, she's also a manager at Walmart, because they just aren't what we really signed up for. Not that we were confused about what the jobs were, it's just that we don't have a high cost of living. We actually live somewhere very cheap for our area, and in fact we are spending about, at the very least, $500 less than anyone else we know per month to live in this house that we own, and it is really just kind of something, how privileged we are, how cushy our lives can be with how we have everything set up. I'm still in this weird, surreal haze living in this house with her because it just feels like it's almost too good for me. But I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to be a manager. I've been a YouTuber, but I want to now be a manager at Walmart. I don't know what I was thinking. I was depressed, I wasn't doing well, and I wanted something that made me feel better. And I thought, making a crap ton of money every week was going to do it. And turns out quite the opposite. And in fact, I've been the saddest I've ever been. It has been very depressing. I've had little to no energy, and I don't really have a lot of time or energy to use the money I get, so I end up just spending it online. Like, I'll just, do big grocery orders, or I'll buy furniture for our house, or I will, just buy collectibles on eBay, and it's like, this is not living, Overnight team lead position is stressful, and it's exhausting. It pays a lot because nobody fucking would want to do it otherwise. If this paid like 20% less than what it does, I wouldn't do it. And I'm currently in the process of stepping down so I don't have to. See, the thing is I left this channel behind because I was too depressed to put myself forward in a way that was going to be positive, uplifting, educational, entertaining. Like, I couldn't be myself. And this leads me to just my big realization. When people say work on yourself, it just sounds like self-care, right? Take a bubble bath, get a lot of sleep, drink water. No. So I realized through being a content creator and living with an artist, my girlfriend is an amazing artist, that if you can't take care of yourself in your own social life, in your own happiness, your own health, your own fitness, if you can't take care of yourself, you cannot put your best self forward. I am both the subject and the painter. I am both like the content and the creator of the content. It's me you're listening to. It's my gameplay you're watching. It's my editing you're witnessing. Okay, this is just gameplay with a voice underneath it, but whatever. It's mine. I still had to add the voice, you know. I look, not everybody can be the Russian Badger, but my point is, being a YouTuber means being a little selfish. And I cared way too much about what other people were doing and thinking and saying, and worse, worried about what they were potentially doing, thinking, or saying, and I stopped thinking about myself. I took myself out of the main character seat, I took myself out of the pilot seat, and just would disassociate in this just existential hell for hours on end. So I thought having a management position was going to help me, but it turns out I just am in that existential dread all night while stocking shelves and bossing people around. I'm just still not doing very well. And my girlfriend isn't either. And she's a writer and an artist, and she needs to focus on that, and I need to focus on this. We're in a privileged position right now that we don't need a lot of money to survive, and I would much rather work a diverse set of jobs. Like, I'm currently working at a Lego store in my town, and I'm gonna be going part-time at Walmart, and then for the rest of the week, 3 or 4, 5 days a week, I'm gonna be focusing on YouTube, making content, live streaming, keeping up with updates and patches and things, and focusing on my own fitness and health. Yeah, I can make tons of money on overnights at Walmart, and I can do that and live a miserable life where I'm up all night and sleeping all day and lifting heavy objects and bossing people around and not really having any time to myself and not really having anything to do with my money other than, I guess, like make impulse purchases on Amazon and then pass out. But this channel is such an asset for me. This channel is something that you guys have made so profitable, so meaningful, and just so fulfilling to do personally. And I cannot leave this in the dust for Walmart. And if my life changes and suddenly I need to make more money, then okay, I'll do it. I'll go work somewhere 40 hours a week. I have a good resume, I can get hired. But right now, I'm gonna live in the right now. I need to focus on this asset. But as both, again, the content and the creator of the content, I need to be at my best, and I could not be at my best last year. I could not be at my best just all of last winter and spring, and I could not be at my best in this position that I'm in right now. So I'm gonna be stepping down this October, and I'm gonna be focusing everything on Battlefield 6 and Black Ops 7, and I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love streaming, making content, getting sponsorship deals again. Like, I am so excited to refocus on this part of my life because I closed the chapter on this part of my life for no reason. I betrayed myself. I let sadness and depression and fear and paranoia and social anxiety literally cripple me into not being able to do what I love. And I just want you to know, the moment you start taking yourself out of that main character seat in your head, re-kit your entire life as fast as possible before you make decisions that you wouldn't normally make. Do the things you want to do that you can reasonably do and still live and be happy, but with you in mind. Focus on yourself. Even if you have a wife, even if you have kids, you need to have yourself in the driver's seat. Even if it's for other people, you need to be the one in the driver's seat. I don't know exactly how I'm doing that. My partner's helping a lot. Working at this Lego store has been a really fun and rejuvenating experience. Who knew that more work could give you more energy? And realizing that this is really who I am, and it's what I come back to, and it's what I want to be. And making that my goal has given me motivation and happiness for the first time pretty much all year. So I'm gonna focus on me so that I can be there for you, if that makes sense. I want to perfect me and make myself healthy and happy so that I can be here and have the energy to do this. So hit the bell icon. There's gonna be a lot of uploads coming. I'm gonna be covering Battlefield 6. I'm gonna be covering Black Ops 7. It's gonna be a fun year for shooters, and I hope to see you there. So hit that bell icon. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.